Good afternoon, and thank you for joining our news broadcast from Davis Hall. My name is Sam Bigham.
And my name is Anna Sloan, bringing you stories relevant to IUP and the Indiana community.
Today, we will share stories about students' participation in the National Broadcast Conference.
We will also have a story on changes in IUP this semester. But first, we begin with stories close to us.
Earth Day will be this Monday, the 22nd. The Indiana Theater is celebrating it by holding a film festival. The festival will be held Monday evening, featuring films that emphasize the importance of individual and collaborative efforts in saving the planet. Environmental groups will be there to offer information about their work. Participating organizations include the Center for Community Growth, Chevy Chase Food Forest, the Indiana Community Garden, Indiana County Conservation District, Indiana County Humane Society, IUP Sustainability Studies, the League of Women Voters of Indiana County, and the Sierra Club Allegheny Group. Event sponsors include the Center for Community Growth, the Indiana Community Garden, and Friends of White's Woods.
Starting this Thursday, downtown Indiana's Third Thursdays return for 2024, promising live music and local food that supports businesses and artists in downtown Indiana. Starting at 5 p.m., IRMC Park will host live music and vendors like Danny's Tacos, Noblestein Brewing, and Sutton's Sweet Treats for an evening of good food and good company. Third Thursdays are once-a-month events that showcase and support local businesses and musical acts. In addition to the events at the park, local businesses are encouraged to stay open later, while attendees are asked to bring their own lawn chairs. Sidewalk chalk will be provided.
President Joe Biden proposed tripling tariffs on Chinese steel Wednesday while visiting Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, nicknamed the Steel City, is home to the international headquarters of the United Steelworkers Union, where Biden spoke. Biden claimed that the Chinese government is unfairly propping up their steel companies to drive down costs and beat out its competitors, such as U.S. Steel. The crowd cheered on at Biden's proposal. While Pittsburgh still has some steel plants, it used to have much more, hence the nickname Steel City. Beginning in the 1980s, however, steel production declined in the city, completely transforming the character of the city.
In February, Spirit Airlines announced that they will resume nonstop flight options from Latrobe to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, this month after being suspended since Thanksgiving last year. The airline has started flying last week, 1 month earlier than what they originally promised. However, there have been some issues in the past few days due to a glitch in the reservation scheduling system that blocked out flights from Arnold Palmer Airport in Latrobe to Myrtle Beach and even canceled some reservations made for after June 1st. The company and Arnold Palmer Regional Airport have solved this issue that confirmed that the route is still available to book.
Still ahead on IUP News, IUP students share their opinions on the use of cell phones during class.
And along with student participation in a national conference. Please stay tuned.
Let's talk about mental health. Not many people realize that your mental health is just as important as your physical. As college students, many different factors can contribute to poor mental health, such as the pressure to succeed, financial instability, social media, and poor health habits. So how do you maintain good mental health? Exercising multiple times a week, eating better on a daily basis, drinking less, and setting achievable goals for yourself are great ways to stay on top.
Google is removing links to California news sites in reaction to proposed state legislation that will require big companies to pay news outlets for their content. On their company website, Google announced that the move would affect only a small percentage of Californian users. The company added that it was intended as a test to see the impact of the legislation on their product experience. The California Journalism Preservation Act, which was introduced in March 2023, would require digital platforms like Google and Meta to pay what they call a journalism usage fee to eligible news outlets when they use their content alongside digital ads. The bill comes as more people have shifted away from finding and consuming news through traditional media and towards social and online platforms. It was also introduced due to the concern over increasingly greater control from the company over the content they allow their users to see.
Authorities in Nevada asked the public for help finding 2 men who damaged ancient rock formations at Lake Mead. Local officials say that the incident took place near the Redstone Dune Trail on the north side of the lake. Park officials said that the damage is irreparable. Local authorities said that there will be potentially heavy consequences to come for the two men. There are more than 2,300 square miles of the mountain and desert canyon just outside Las Vegas. This area has also been a favorite location of tourists, drawing nearly 6 million visitors every year. Officials said that with so many visitors to the area and so little staff, they often find themselves relying on the public to monitor resources within the park boundaries. Park officials encourage visitors to capture photos or videos of any suspicious activities that can help officials identify offenders. So far, they received thousands of submissions.
When we come back, we will have international news. Please stay tuned.
Let me tell you something. Whatever it took you to get here will take you anywhere you want to go. You may not have it figured out right now, and that's okay. There are people here who do, and they believe in you. But you gotta put in the work. And if you go all in, if you commit to something bigger, IUP will take you further than you ever imagined. Because it's not about who you are when you arrive, it's about who you become. IUP, grow here.
UK lawmakers backed a bill that will gradually phase out smoking for good. The British government's plan for a landmark smoking bill will prevent young people from smoking. This is despite opposition from Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's Conservative Party. The bill would make it illegal to sell tobacco products to anyone born after January 1, 2009. Lawmakers said this would create the first smoke-free generation. The bill is called the Tobacco and Vapes Bill.
India will experience an election this week. Almost 970 million voters will vote, making it the world's biggest democratic election. Voters will decide whether to give Prime Minister Narendra Modi a third term. The election will last 6 weeks after a campaign that has sprawled across India and into the United States. Modi's supporters credit him with putting India on the global stage and turning it into one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. However, his critics criticize his actions in stopping press freedom, incited religious tensions, and pressured toward minority groups. Modi's party has enlisted members of the Indian diaspora in the U.S. to campaign on his behalf, either by phone, calling friends and family in India, or by traveling to India themselves. According to the Census Bureau, there are an estimated 4.4 million people of Indian origin living in the U.S., making them the largest Asian American group. While many of them are not able to vote because of being U.S. citizens, they may still have family links in India. The party urged these groups to call their relatives and urge them to vote.
The United Nations received financial pledges for about 2/3 of the $1 billion it was seeking to boost humanitarian aid to Ethiopia, which has been hit by conflict, drought, and floods. The UN hosted an event along with the UK and Ethiopian governments on Monday with the goal to increase life-saving assistance to 15.5 million people and food aid to 10.4 million people. The UN Humanitarian Office said that conflict and climate shocks had caused more than 21 million people in Ethiopia to require humanitarian aid this year. In addition, they projected that almost 11 million people will need assistance between July and September. OCHA officials said that 21 countries had made pledges with a total amount of almost $630 million. The US was the biggest donor, with 253,000, followed by the United Kingdom with almost 125 million, and the European Union with 46.6 million.
Coming up, we'll have a story about changes in IUP,
as well as students participating in a national conference.
The Hub Fitness Center is the go-to place on campus for students to work out. The cardio machines will keep your heart rate pumping. And there is plenty of equipment for strength training of your choice. Our functional training rooms will help keep your core in shape. From strength training to cardio, this is the place to go to stay fit.
The past few years, IUP has experienced many changes, from the opening of the new Kopchak Hall to program restructuring. Earlier this semester, I had the chance to attend a few meetings explaining the current plans. Here's the story. For the second time in 4 years, IUP is changing its academic structure.
We are working through something we're calling the Academic Program Review and Restructuring. It has several components. And the purpose to it is to make sure that IUP has the right mix of programs for the students that we serve, for the constituents that we serve. Making sure that as a student-centered university, we have the most relevant and in-demand set of programs for you, and also that we're able to sustain them financially.
IUP Provost Laura Lucahans presented the restructuring plan at an open forum on February 23rd.
It's really hard to support interdisciplinary work. We sort of get in our own discipline areas, and it's really hard to look outside of them. So we knew we wanted to be able to support broader interdisciplinary programming. We also knew from a student point of view, we needed to simplify our structures so that it's easier for students to navigate.
IUP's 5 main colleges will be reorganized. Academic departments will be shuffled around as well. Notably, the College of Arts and Humanities will become the College of Arts, Humanities, and Media, with the addition of Communications Media. Additionally, IUP's 35 academic departments will be consolidated into just 25, with some programs being discontinued. The departmental consolidations are meant to promote interdisciplinary programming. The following programs will be discontinued: Community Health, International Business, Special Education, Adaptive Physical Education, the Masters in Strategic Communication, the PhD in Media and Communication Studies, the PhD in Criminology, and the Masters in Special Education. Several other programs will be modified as well. It was in October of 2020 when President of IUP, Michael Driscoll, announced IUP's first restructuring plan, IUP Next Gen. This plan called for the elimination of over 80 faculty and over 100 staff positions, along with the termination of some programs.
As painful as it is, we must act now to further reduce expenses, to bring them in line with our revenue and our enrollment. That's why you are hearing about reducing the number of faculty via the process of retrenchment.
Driscoll claimed that the plan would help solve the university's financial and enrollment struggles. While enrollment at IUP is up, the university is still running a $10 million budget deficit. This new restructuring plan is just another effort by the university to stay competitive in the modern university market. Olivia Wannett is a senior at IUP and lived through IUP's first restructuring.
I think a lot of people are quick to just blame IUP and say that they're poorly run or things like that, but that's not necessarily the entire case.
While she does not completely disagree with these changes, she is skeptical that they will work in the way the administration wants them to.
I don't think you need to do that to promote interdisciplinary interaction. You can already do that by things like research projects and other like school events that go on, you know? I don't think you need to, I feel like merging the departments, I don't know if that really does that, and if that was really the case, wouldn't they do that with more departments or all of them?
Will these consolidations promote interdisciplinary programming? Will students even notice these changes? Will these changes put a dent in IUP's $10 million budget deficit? Only time will tell. This is Sam Bigham reporting for IUP-TV News.
An important opportunity for students to learn and develop their network is participating in conferences. Our executive producer, Nathan Osler, had a chance in the past few days of attending Broadcast Educator Association and National Association of Broadcasting, or NAB, conference in Las Vegas, where more than 1,000 people attended the event. Here's the story.
Conferences are very important events that both students and educators can attend to build up resumes and portfolios. One of these conferences is the BEA and NAB show located in Las Vegas, Nevada. In this conference, educators from across the country gave panels discussing different topics to both students and fellow staff. Along with this conference, however, was the NAB show. NAB was the home for all things tech. Major companies like IMAX, Adobe, Canon, and Amazon Web Services, along with Microsoft, were all there. I had the honor to interview many people across the country and world in these booths. They were able to tell me more about their products and what brought them to the NAB conference. Liam from Montreal, Canada, told me more about Stream Media, a streaming company based out of Miami, Florida.
So we're talking about Stream Studio today. Coming close and zoom on the screen so you can see it. So this is a multi-camera live streaming platform. It allows you to go live in minutes, or in seconds actually, to multiple social media platforms. And you can also create pay-per-view events, just like the big guys, like the UFC. So we can create events that have PowerPoints in them, logos, lower thirds, intro-outro videos, clips, all that sort of stuff. We can also make content for portrait that you can upload directly to Instagram Reels or TikTok. With all of this, we can create our own channel. And within the channel, we can monetize all of our content. We can sell videos, we can charge monthly subscriptions, we can accept tips, all that sort of stuff. So we're allowing small-time creators to monetize their content.
Staying in Canada, I talked with Jeremy, who is part of the Microsoft team. They are working on developing a new UI for sports.
Oh, hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm from Montreal. I work for Alice Institute, and we develop a software called XR Server, and basically it empowers people to have gamification in any other platform. So here's the little demo that we're doing for a sports platform, basically for sports streaming logic. So it's going to go inside. So basically, you go in here when you go watch your soccer game, basically. So you already have your profile pages with all your experience points, all your pitch point. In that case, is kind of gems or coins of video games, your daily missions, your badges mechanic. If I were to choose a favorite team, basically choose the Arsenal as a favorite team. Now my UI is getting red, like the Arsenal. I got my updated profile logic. I got my badges of certified member. And all of what you're seeing happening here basically happened behind all of it using the XR server mechanic, using kind of a logic member. So without a certified member is if you watch basically more than 20 minutes of content, you receive your certified member badges and you receive 50 points basically.
It's not just TV and the UI side of things. Radio was also very well represented at NAB. Andrew from Cleveland is a member of the German-based company Radio Cloud. He talked briefly of what they are doing to make radio streaming simpler today.
We're a German company, and let me show you what we're all about. So, give you a quick overview here. This is our live studio. It is completely browser-based, just like the rest of our software, so you can access it from anywhere on the internet. The whole software, all over one browser. You have a phone hybrid here, stack of hotkeys. You can have multiple hosts in multiple locations. So if I move these faders with a touchscreen, it also moves them on any as well.
Did you see that?
So if I were to move my mic, it does that too.
I then stumbled upon a booth dealing with monitor setups. Tom Viet from Indianapolis works for the company Adder. He showcased a little bit about how the monitor setup they have works.
So that's the quad video mode. If I go to focus layout, one is full screen, 3 are in what we call tile mode. Now if you want to, let's say you're going to work on this computer and this computer all day long, you can take that one full screen if you like. When you're done and you want to get to something else, you just go back to focus layout. If you want to pull this one over to the full screen, I can go put my mouse in what we call system mode and just click.
Overall, the NAB show was a very awesome experience for someone that really enjoys the tech field. I someday would hope to go back to Vegas to see what else is coming up in the world of tech. Reporting for IUP-TV News, I'm Nathan Osler.
As the semester comes to an end in the next few weeks, some students felt the stress of assignments, while others turned to social media. Our reporter Emily Schmitzer reflected on how students use social media during class. Here's the story.
Are you ever sitting in class thinking, I wonder if someone Snapchatted me? Or if your favorite celebrity uploaded something new? That's because you're opening social media while taking your class. Social media is taking over focus in the classroom and is affecting students' attention span and learning capacities. NBC News statistics state that only 9% of teachers have reported the significant impact of their students' performance upon the usage of social media in the classroom. Communications student Emily Guzzo shares her thoughts on the need to be on social media in the classroom, as she has noticed this taking a toll on students around her.
I think social media impacts behavior in class because there are constantly notifications going on. There are new trends going on, new creators. You kind of want to keep in touch with the people, keep connections with people through the social medias like Snapchat, Instagram, just seeing what people are doing throughout their day and just getting to know more about famous people and their lives and stuff like that.
Social media has had its negative effects, but it also has had its positives. Profile Tree statistics state that 73% of students use social media in the classroom to collaborate with classmates using all forms of technology. Communication student Carson Zadroga talks about how he thinks that social media can be used in a good way in the classroom.
So I think social media can be a great way for students to be able to communicate each other outside of classroom. It's great for spreading information that's also outside of the classroom as well, and just making people more aware. Social media can connect us pretty well. Social media, I think, along with text and stuff like that, can really help students that are more introverted, really kind of come out of their shell and be able to reach out to people and express themselves. And I think it just can lead to better communication, which I think is the best thing you can have in a team.
As seen, the effects of social media in the classroom has led to a lack of retaining information and has an impact on learning in the future. It has also created good collaboration skills and many other good traits for students. So, when you hear the buzz during class, maybe put your phone on Do Not Disturb or only use it when it is needed. This is Emily Schmitzer for IUP News.
Still ahead on IUP News, we'll have a story about mental health.
And how students use facilities on campus to motivate themselves.
We all have a story. It's telling those stories that matter. That's why IUP's communications program airs its own news bulletin on IUP-TV and 90.1 WIUP-FM with the people you know telling the stories. Here, there are new aspiring journalists ready to start their career strong. Even if news isn't your goal, there is a place here for everyone. This is IUP News, with stories relevant to IUP and the Indiana community.
Being healthy is the goal for a lot of people. At IUP, students can choose between going to the IUP gym or other gyms nearby. Our reporter, Florence Russo, visited a new facility that is available in town, especially for those who don't have time to work out in regular hours.
Warm weather is starting to appear here in Indiana, PA, and people are getting out to soak up the sun and enjoy some physical exercise, while also improving mental health. The gym is another coping mechanism that aims to improve mental and physical health. 20-year-old Jenna Franklin shares how her gym experience is helping her.
My gym journey has improved my mental health by making me overall confident.
Exercising can be a way to release any negative energy that a person may have, while also getting fit, leading to a more level state of mind and a surge of confidence. However, a lot of people who first try going to the gym always struggle starting off. Jenna shares what she was thinking as a beginner.
When I first started going, I felt nervous because I didn't know what I was doing.
It takes time to get used to the gym environment, as well as getting the right forms during your workouts, but eventually you get used to it and you find that it becomes part of your routine. 21-year-old IUP student Daniel David informs us on his gym experience.
Yeah, I go to the IUP gym 2 times a week because I'm usually stuck with schoolwork majority of the time, so I never get to have the chance to really get to the gym as much as I really want to.
It is difficult for those who are busy, for example, students like Daniel, to find time to go to the gym on their campus. The IUP co-op gym usually closes around 10 p.m., which is when Daniel is doing his assignments for the day. Other nearby gyms, such as the newly opened Planet Fitness off of Philadelphia Street, is an option that many choose worldwide. They offer 24-hour access to their services, and all that is required is a $10 fee each month.
Planet Fitness membership? Yeah, probably. It's 24 hours at that gym. There's a lot more equipment there that I can use that's more beneficial to me. And whenever I get done work, which is usually around 12 at night, I can just head straight over there and just have a quick workout.
Many members of Planet Fitness also choose to upgrade to a black card. The benefits of this is the access to their tanning beds and massage equipment, which is appealing to a lot of sore gym goers. However, the fee is up to $25 a month. And not everyone is willing to spend as much of their time and money on paying for a gym membership. Going on a nice walk and talking to friends is sure to help improve yourself.
Mental health includes many elements. Brettlin Johns, our reporter, offered some tips for college students who have limited means by finding affordable activities on campus and in town.
How many of you would consider yourself as a broke college student? College can be very stressful, and being broke doesn't help. 1 in 5 college students have less than $100 in the bank. Studies have shown that food and housing insecurity heavily contributes to lower grades and increased rates of depression and anxiety. I spoke with 2 students at IUP to hear what they have to say. Paige Hickman is a first-semester junior majoring in early childhood education.
I think having little money in college does affect mental health because we would be worrying about how to pay for your next meal, or if your friends are going out to have fun, like to eat or something, and you can't go. So yeah, it would be pretty hard on mental health.
A lot of students struggle to find fun, inexpensive things to do around campus.
I like to sit in the Oak Grove with my friends or do family dinners with my roommates, and we can cook for each other and have a meal together.
Researchers say financial problems can lead to long-lasting stress. In Pennsylvania, 34% do not complete their degrees within the first 8 years.
Finding inexpensive things helps me distress from college is by letting it distract me from my money problems and getting to hang out with my friends, surrounding myself with good people, and I get to make my own food with my friends, doing things that I enjoy like sitting outside.
Maggie Woodward is a second-semester sophomore majoring in psychology.
I definitely think that having little money in college makes my life more stressful. I think about it a lot when I'm in classes. I worry about it when I have to go get groceries. I think about it all the time, and it kind of puts a damper on my life sometimes.
Prioritizing your mental health and self-care can really help and make the difference for some students. This is Bretland Johns for IUP-TV News.
That's going to do it for us today at IUP News, in association with IUP-TV News and students looking for careers in the communications field. My name is Anna Sloan.
And I'm Sam Bigham. Be sure to follow our Instagram page at IUP News and our YouTube channel at IUP News 4207. Please take care and have a safe weekend.